There's an interesting phenomenon a lot of us have observed where the smaller something is, the more aggressive it tends to be. At least in two cases that I can think of, like with dogs. Like, small dogs oftentimes go ballistic, like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries, and just like trying to attack bigger animals or like get really loud, like Chihuahuas are notorious for it. But we can observe that same behavior in small men. Short man syndrome. I think probably the best example of that is Bagel Boss. I know that's a deep cut at this point because it happened quite a few years ago. That's like referencing season 1 of the internet at this point with how fast things move. But I think a lot of you remember the Bagel Boss where he freaked out, it started going crazy and reckless all because he thought someone was making fun of his height. And short man syndrome is something that's been discussed quite a bit. As a short man, I can tell you with confidence, it's not all of us. We don't all have that trait. But the reason I bring that up is because of a body cam I watched today where someone who had no right talking the shit they were talking tried it on an officer and they got a big attitude adjustment.
What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What car you in?
I ain't in any of these cars.
Let's go. Then you gotta get out. Let's go.
Nah, I don't gotta go nowhere.
You live here?
I don't got. Yeah, I live here. You don't got.
Okay, what's
what
your
you walking
address?
up on me like that for? What's up?
What's your address?
Take that vest off. Come on.
Take that vest off for me.
Come on. Take that vest off. Come on. Take that shit off. Let's get it.
All right,
Let's
yeah,
get it, bro.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
up? What's up?
Do me a favor.
Take that
man.
shit off. Take that shit off. You laughing like you're not a
Do me
bitch.
a favor.
Like
sit
you're
down.
not a bitch.
Stop
Take
your
that shit
fist.
off.
This guy is not looking like a fighter. He looks like when you set the slider as far to the left on slim as you can during the Oblivion character creator. He is as skinny as my wiener. He's got the body of like 3 french fries loosely held together. He's built like a cigarette. Yet he's out here talking and immediately sounds like looking to throw hands with the officer, telling him to take the vest off, telling him, let's go, bitch. Like, he's talking reckless right now. He thought he was still on Summoner's Rift right here talking to faceless teammates in League of Legends, but it doesn't really work like that here.
Come on. Nah, take that shit off. Let's get it.
Where do you live?
Your partner here like he's gonna do something. You ain't gonna do shit.
Where do you live, man?
I live right here. There ain't nothing about
What's
it.
your address?
Do something about it.
Huh?
How about that? Take your shit off and do something about it. I won't.
Like you what? Like you want what?
Honestly, the officer was pretty patient here. He's kind of treating it like a joke up till this point. He even looks at the other officer like, can you believe this shit? Because look at the difference here. The officer has like 6 inches on him maybe, and at least like 60 pounds. Like, it wouldn't be a fight. That would be a slaughter. Plus, the douchebag has a huge debuff because his TikTok broccoli hair is in his eyes. I don't even think he can clearly see the officer right now. But he's trying to put on this big song and dance for his friends that he's like some, colossal tough guy here, and it is just shameful.
I ain't gonna say nothing on that camera.
What
so
do
I'm
you
saying,
do?
take
What do
that
you
off.
do? What do you
Take
do?
it off and you see.
Okay,
Take
take
it off
out
and
the
you
seat.
see. Yeah.
Let me get your ID.
You ain't gonna get shit.
Okay.
Take it off and you see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm writing your shit.
Where's-
Take it off.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I'm a minor.
It was an interesting strategy post-takedown where he tried to tell the officer he's a minor. He's 20 years old. But that technique right there is actually something I've theory crafted on if I was to ever be in like a dire situation. Like, let's say someone's got me cornered and they're looking to do harm. I have toyed with the notion of trying to say like, stop, please don't, I'm only 12. Now, it'd be a hard sell in my case because of the tattoos and the beard, but I have the height of a 12-year-old, so I do think there is a chance. But in this case, when he said that, I really did think, oh, he actually might just be a kid, but he's not. He's 20 years old. So he was really just desperately trying to go into like the bag of tricks to try anything to wiggle his way out of this one. It didn't work. Also, I love the line that he gave right before he got the, the fucking pile driver there. He said, I'm up in your shit, which is very reminiscent of one of my favorite lines in a Freakout where a cyclist went up to a guy, like a really creepy guy who was filming a woman's ass, and he was like blocking the camera, and he said, and I'll never forget, doesn't matter who the fuck I am, I'm up in your shit, so what the fuck? It had that same DNA. and I really appreciate that. While I might not like this guy's attitude here about talking all tough about how he's gonna like throw down with this officer who would absolutely eat him, break him in half like a Kit Kat bar, I do like that he tried that line.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
So why'd you get in my face then? I told you stop balling up your fist, right?
I did.
Okay, so why'd you get in my face? All right, stand up.
Not me too, sir.
Hey, what you doing there? Back up. Hey, back up.
Back up, back up.
What you doing there? Back up.
Right now.
The f you doing, bro?
Back up. It's no big deal.
Player 2 just plugged in the controller and he's about to put on quite a show here watching his brother get arrested. Now, you'll love to see how quickly his tune changed after being taken down. He went from like, take that vest off, let's see it, bitch. Let me see what you're made of, bitch. Like, what's going on with that? Come on, man. Like, take the vest off. I'm not going to say it on camera, bitch. And now he's on the ground. He's like, sir, I'm so sorry. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Sir, I'm so sorry. Like, he's now just trying, like, to be respectful as if he wasn't just actually 2 seconds ago talking some reckless shit.
Help, where you going? Hey, bro.
It's all good. I ain't doing nothing. No, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Sit down.
Joey! It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I ain't do nothing.
I'm not helping. Joey!
It ain't nothing.
You let the man go to jail!
Oh my god, those voice cracks. The actual fucking, like, bird screeching of his yelling. Like the kind of shit that you hear in Gamer Rage compilations where they get, like, excited and then the voice breaks. Actual puberty shit here. But I'm pretty sure he's also, like, the same age as his brother.
I didn't have country. Work on him.
I didn't do nothing, bro.
You were about to hit me, dude.
I was not about to.
So why'd you ball your fist and get in my face?
Because, dude, you're running up on me, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm sorry. I was just hyped up, dude.
Hey, you a
Go
bitch,
stand
bro.
over there right now.
You's a bitch, bro. You bitch me, bro. You bitch me.
So I watched it back a couple times. The guy was balling up his fists a few times, and then right before the takedown, he does get, like, right up in that man's shit. Like, he was all up in there like he was fucking pooping the colon. So, like, he does get close. The officer may have perceived that as, like, it's about to get aggressive, so he just immediately put the kibosh on that, ragdolling this goober. I also love how the brother has almost the same attitude and the same, like, NPC dialogue lines where he just keeps calling him, like, a bitch. Like, it's incredible how similar they are. Like, they're wearing the same shirt, too, I'm almost positive.
I told you several chances. I said, hey, stop balling your fist. Chill out.
I apologize.
All right, I accept your apology, but
Seriously.
we didn't have to
No.
take it to this level, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
Like-
I was just hyped up.
It's like 15 of you guys gonna let you punch me in the face. What do you think I am? A punch back? Well, you look like you were gonna hit me.
I know, and I apologize.
All right, why'd you what's all the balling up your fist?
Sorry, sir. I'm just hyped up. That's all. There's a situation going on, sir. Honestly, I apologize.
He's now de-aggroed the douchebag here, so now he's all apologetic. Look, I was just hyped up, you know. I was kind of feeling myself. I'm sorry. You like walked up on me and I thought it was time to start, you know, doing some of this at you. Like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, that's his new, like, go-to line now. And it doesn't really help him out that much.
I just want to say I
you screwed
apologize.
up. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. I was acting big and tough.
No.
I f***ed up. And I got.
That for the juvenile assessment center, correct?
What's going to happen is he's going to get taken down there. They're going to process him, and then.
Why
they're gonna-
juvenile?
How old is he?
20.
He's 20 years old. Someone over there said he was 16. If he's 20, then he's going down to county jail.
That's
All right.
Now that he's had his whole come to Jesus moment, he just keeps profusely apologizing, like, oh, I don't know what came over me, officer. I was acting all big and tough. It's ridiculous. I feel so silly. I feel so ashamed. I'm sorry. And he keeps, like, going down that path. It doesn't stop him from getting arrested, but everything cools down between him and the officers. And then they talk to the father here. And by the way, the father is like the sole reason his brother also didn't get into some trouble here. Like, the father was able to, like, get his brother inside and try and, like, calm everything down. And now they're talking to the dad, saying, like, he's going to be going to, like, the juvenile holding facility or whatever. And the dad's like, juvenile, what? He's 20. So they're like, oh, okay, well then, yeah, he's just going to jail.
About 2 feet.
Just hooting and hollering and yelling and screaming.
Yeah, just talking shit. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I regret it. Trust me, I regret it.
All right.
Sure, you know.
So he did get charged with assaulting a police officer as well as concealing a weapon, brass knuckles. I don't know where he was hiding that on his person there. He must have had that in his prison wallet because he did get patted down, and I guess they just missed the brass knuckles, so that got slapped on there. I don't really know about that assaulting an officer charge because he didn't do that except for maybe like sonic-based attacks from his brother's voice-cracking screeches. Maybe like the wailing from his brother you could take as like an assault on the senses, but this guy didn't really do that. He got stopped before it ever got to that point. So I don't really know how that charge works in this case, but regardless, that's what he was facing. This was back in like 2022, so it's a few years old now, but I still wanted to share this because I just found that to be so interesting to see. That's really about it. See ya. Today I saw a video of an overwhelmingly intimidating tough guy. I'm talking full-fledged DEFCON, red alert, sound the alarm, sirens blaring, full chub, full throttle, tough guy. This rare specimen was spotted in the only environment you can find these kind of scary Pokemon, Whole Foods, obviously. Now when you look at me, you probably see a pretty intimidating, scary guy at a 5'6" imposing frame with a big set of fucking pythons on him. Yeah, I can understand why people would think that I'm probably as tough as they get, but what if I told you there's a man that dwarfs even my profuse masculinity? And he's not just a man, he's a father.
People won't learn. These people won't learn. You're a bunch of idiots wearing masks. You know it's not real. Look at you fools. You got a fucking doily on your face, you retard. You look like you fucking got it off your mom's countertop.
Looks like you got a Sharpie off your mom's countertop and scribbled in some weak-ass facial hair. This whole freak out here reminds me of the old Bagel Boss guy. You remember that guy that was extremely short and melted down about women not wanting him at a Bagel Boss restaurant? I get the same vibes from this guy. He just came in here looking for a fight with a chip on his shoulder, mad at the world for fucking nothing. Of course it's about masks. You can look at this guy and immediately tell he doesn't believe in masks and probably believes the world is flat. But I mean, anyway, this guy's dressed like he's trying to go fishing but accidentally wandered into a Whole Foods and now is upset about the whole ordeal. Unfortunately, he's brought his family here with him to embarrass them, and make no mistake, they seem extremely embarrassed by their father as this video continues.
You look like an idiot. You're the child. Trying to make you wear a mask. Shut up. Shut up. Yelling at people. You're a dork. Look at you, you giant fucking dork. What are you gonna do? Boy, come outside. Come outside and show me how tough you are.
The guy that confronted our protagonist is about twice the size of him from what I can see here, so I'm pretty sure that the dad was already starting to sweat a little bit and really praying that his sons would pretend to hold him back, which they did beautifully. It just saved him a lot of embarrassment so he could keep talking shit, knowing full well that the guy that he was talking shit to could literally eat him. I swear to God, this guy could suckle on his nipples standing up. The mismatch in terms of size was laughable. So it was extremely lucky that the dad decided to melt down with his kids nearby, able to get him out of the situation that he's caused. He really does not look like somebody you'd want to piss off. Just look at that beard, that majestic beard. He looks like an old blacksmith who made the tools for the Olympic gods to use. He looks like the kind of guy that would fuck your ass up in a fight, and then just fuck your ass just because he's that powerful.
I'll beat that fucking mask off your face like a fucking retard. Fucking pussies. You're all a bunch of pussies wearing masks. Losers.
Goodbye.
I will say, I respect that this man keeps shit-talking even as he's being carried away like a baby out of a Toys R Us throwing a temper tantrum. He doesn't let the embarrassment of getting picked up by his son stop him from talking a lot of shit for no reason. I actually do love the shamelessness from the father here. He feels no level of embarrassment after being picked up and carried away. His son was so shameful of his father breaking down here and becoming a public nuisance that the only course he could find was picking him up and removing him from the property. After decades of butt-chugging Miller Lights in the bathtub, the father has just lost the ability to feel shame. And this is the result. This looked like something out of Fall Guys, just getting grabbed and carried away slowly outside of the store. A great meltdown, though. Another good meltdown. I gotta tell you, the mask debate here, which isn't really a debate, there's one side which is right, and then the one side that's wrong. The wrong side obviously being the ones that think masks are the devil or a muzzle or a microchip or some shit. That's clearly the wrong side, but this whole dichotomy here, this war on masks has been the gift that keeps on giving in terms of public freakouts and meltdowns. Every single day, there's a new troglodyte that decides to wander out into the world and just go fucking wild about a mask. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to showcase a real tough dad out there, making sure the local Piggly Wiggly here knows that he's the boss, he's the sheriff, and if he sees you wearing a mask, well, he's gonna shit in his little diapers there and go wild in public. So keep that in mind next time you think you're going to a Piggly Wiggly in a mask, because this guy might just come around the block and put the kibosh on that whole operation by yelling and screaming and screeching. So anyway, that's about it. See ya. I'm absolutely terrified of flying. I haven't been on an airplane since 2016. I have a genuine phobia of flying. However, if I was guaranteed a show like you're about to see, blessed with a fucking public meltdown of this caliber every time I'd get on a plane, I would be the first one in line at the TSA to get fingers up my butthole so I could get a great spot on the plane and watch this shit happen. This is glorious. So you're about to see a frat boy lose his mind after going 2 beers deep. He just gets a little sloppy.
You guys fucking suck! My parents are worth a fucking $2 million goddamn dollars. And you know what? You fucking suck!
Meet Maxwell. I think that name fits him perfectly. It's like straight out of South Park. If they had a douchey character that bragged about their parents' wealth, they just slap on the name Maxwell because it fits. He's just the quintessential failed son who only lives off mommy and daddy's money, just constantly suckling on their teats for the rest of his life, living in their shadow. If I was watching this video muted, I would assume he was bragging about his parents' wealth. The kind of guy that's like, hey, fight me, but if you do, my dad's gonna sue you. And he also works for Bungie, so he'll get banned on Xbox Live too, nerd.
Yeah! Yeah! You know what? My grandpa is worth more than your fucking life. Fucking attorney! Shut the fuck up!
To catch you up to speed on the lore here, Maxwell has ordered 2 drinks. He's gone where no man has gone before. He's 2 brewskis deep in here and he's feeling it. He's fucked up. Also, he apparently had a little bit of an accident. He spilt on his shirt and mommy forgot to put the bib on him, so he had to go to the bathroom to change, came out shirtless, and one of the flight attendants offered to help get a shirt from his carry-on. After Maxwell was helped get into his new dinosaur t-shirt, Maxwell said thank you in the only way he knows how. With sexual assault. He allegedly groped her chest, and not just the one flight attendant, but another one as well. So in Maxwell's fucking caveman brain, he thought honking titties was the optimal way of giving his thanks. So it sounds like Maxwell may be entering the no-fly list, but might have a future at Activision Blizzard.
Hey! No! Chill out!
Ladies and gentlemen.
The conclusion to this video is one of the best I've ever seen, actually duct taped to the chair, like a mummy getting fucking mummified and thrown into a sarcophagus. Absolutely spectacular. I couldn't be happier with the way they handled this, to be honest. I don't know if this is by the book, like standard protocol, but if it isn't, it should be. How to handle a reckless, dangerous passenger, just tape them down. That sounds remarkable. So, this is where the video ends, but it's not where the story stops. Here's a bit of the story here, the cliff notes, as well as a beautiful mugshot of Maxwell in all of his glory, with one of the most punchable faces I've seen in quite some time. This isn't some small thing, it's not like he's only going to be banned from this particular airline, which was Frontier in this case. From what I was reading, assaulting flight staff can carry up to 20 years in jail, or like a $250,000 fine, which to Maxwell and his extremely wealthy family might be nothing but pennies in the bucket, you know. Maxwell's an extremely successful leech. I'm sure Daddy and the 5 cars he sold at his dealership can probably get him out of that fine, but 20 years in jail, well, that's nothing to scoff at. This just happened. This is some fresh, stinky news right now, so they're still investigating. All of the involved party members from the flight side of things are being interviewed, as well as getting everyone's statements. So, don't know exactly how this is going to all wrap up in this anime, though I do imagine none of it's going to be a good outcome for Maxwell. This just goes to show you, if you're one of those fucking douchebags who brags about his parents' wealth, you are destined for a life of utter failure. You will end up like Maxwell, 2 beers deep and ruining your life over nothing. I also don't have anything against Maxwell's parents, because if they truly are as wealthy as Maxwell thinks they are, where they could just own all of Frontier Airlines, they're certainly not sharing any of that wealth with Maxwell. He's flying coach on the cheapest airline in the entire US. I'm pretty sure Frontier has the cheapest tickets available, and he's flying coach there. So if his family truly is that wealthy, they're not helping him out that much, and I respect that. I think that's great. So yeah, pretty wild story. I always love to see a douchebag get taped to a fucking chair in a plane, I guess. That's pretty incredible stuff. It's like that scene out of Casino Royale when James Bond starts getting his nutsack blasted on after he's taped to a chair. So it's great. Fucking wonderful. That's about it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. This season on the YouTube drama Soap Opera has been a pretty interesting one, and as this season winds to a close, we get one hell of a surprise here. It turns out YouTube tough guys aren't that tough. What a shocker. Now, when I say YouTube tough guys, I'm referring to the braggadocio YouTubers like Rice Gum and FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks also happens to be the protagonist in today's story. And the ones that really just flex a whole bunch of money on their 12-year-old fans who live vicariously through their success. The fan base is sad, their personas are sad. Today we get to see what happens when an unstoppable douchebag meets an actual confrontation. Now, I want to make it clear before I start this, I don't care about the story. It's a fucked up story, and I'm not taking sides, although I am more inclined to believe FaZe Banks and Alyssa's side, even though they are known liars. Barley's statement was just really bad, and in my experience, the bouncers do start most of this shit at these types of establishments. But once again, I don't care about the story, I just care about when FaZe Banks gets involved in a fight. The security footage has just been released. The footage is chopped into pieces to fit this horrible narrative that I don't believe any rational person's going to believe at all, but it does show FaZe Banks in an actual confrontation. No smoke and mirrors, no CGI. This is a real YouTube tough guy in a real altercation.
A couple are internet stars. We monitor stuff like this here at the television station. They get millions of hits over outrageous videos that they post. Their names are Alyssa Violet and Ricky Banks.
And I can't believe it happened to us.
What happened to Ricky Banks began when he was in a restricted basement area of the Barley House and was asked to leave. He made fists.
I love how the reporter calls them outrageous videos. He looks down on the videos, as well he should. They're really bad videos. But if only you could say shitty videos on the air, huh, reporter? This is the first sign that you're an insufferable asshole when you throw up a set of hands and then walk away. Trying to make it seem like your dick isn't 2 inches fully erect in front of everybody there, so you throw up your hands like you're ready to fight, but really you don't want to fight at all. You just want to get the fuck out of there and hope he doesn't take your lunch money. On YouTube, that comical display of masculinity will get an applause from your 12-year-old audience for your courage and being too real and savage, but in real life you can see him immediately walk away because he knows the bouncer would beat his ass into his asshole. Now, I do agree with FaZe Banks, though, in that perhaps the bouncers were power tripping and being overly aggressive, because in my experience, the bouncers in a lot of places are power tripping insecure bundles of meat who take out a lot of aggression on the customers unnecessarily. So I agree that maybe this bouncer was a big douchebag, but don't throw up your set of hands like you're going to throw down with him, because you're not, and you didn't.
And feigned fighting to a bouncer. He and his girlfriend, Alyssa, resisted and were guided up the steps into the main dining area. She was riding a bouncer's back aggressively. Then the cameras came out again, with Alyssa getting into the faces of other customers, just trying to leave. There's punching and hair pulling. As it goes on, you see Ricky throw a glass at other customers. Later, another confrontation as the camera came out again. There's a struggle, and from the shadows, Ricky attacks again, striking a customer, not a bouncer as he had boasted.
Now, Ricky comes out of nowhere and starts pounding this guy in the face from behind. Totally cheap shot.
FaZe Banks out here with his bald spot looking like a fucking default monk class in an MMO game. No wonder he always wears a hat. For real, Ricky, keep that hat on. If you take that hat off in one of your awful vlog videos, your 12-year-old audience is going to respond like that scene in the SpongeBob movie when King Neptune is revealed to be bald. I also really love how these vlogging YouTubers get really upset when other people record them. Like last year when Rice Gum slapped the phone out of the Gabby Show's, aka Gabby Schumer Show's hand because she was recording him. You'd think of all people to be okay with being recorded in public, it'd be these assholes, but apparently not. So as we just saw, all 90 pounds of FaZe Banks went into fight or flight mode there. His low testosterone and high estrogen really started pumping quickly, and he went against his nature and actually got involved in a confrontation. And the best thing he could muster is he could throw a fucking sucker punch. You will never lose my respect or the respect of any man faster than throwing a sucker punch on somebody. Just start sneaking up behind a man like he's in Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell playing as Sam Fisher going for an assassination, and throws the weakest wet noodle of a punch I have ever seen in my life. And he actually broke his hand from this punch here. He lets out this flurry of incompetent and clearly awful throws that is just so laughably bad. I can't be happier that he broke his hand in it. It looks like an old lady fighting for her purse back right now. It's just so sad. Here's one of your premier YouTube tough guys duking it out with someone in real life who didn't even see them coming. Don't tussle with the muscle, or lack of muscle. No, but really, for real, don't tussle with the FaZe muscle. Unless, of course, you do, then he's going to break his hand on the back of your head. And then you'll be left wondering why a 3-year-old just shot a spitball at the back of your head. You'll pretty much mistake his punch for a mosquito landing on you. Now, as a surprise to nobody, YouTube tough guys are my least favorite content creators on this website, and I say content creators in quotation marks. I really despise them. And it's not because I hate their content, which I do. I understand people are going to like different content, and their content is geared towards children. So that's not where I have a problem. My problem is how they shit on everybody else who isn't as successful as them or doesn't have as much money as them, and how they manufacture so much negativity on the site and create all of this fake drama and fake beef. And then they make these abysmal diss tracks at each other that make my cock smaller just by listening to snippets of them. And then they have all of these call-out videos where I'm so tough, come fight me. It's just so, it's embarrassing. Which is why I never call myself a YouTuber, because it's downright just embarrassing to even be associated with a lot of shit on this platform. And unfortunately, the first thing someone thinks of when they hear the word YouTube, the first thing they think of are these human catheters like FaZe Banks, Rice Gum, and Jake Paul, because they're the most successful right now. But yeah, anyway, this was a National Geographic look at a YouTube tough guy in the wild. So I'd also like this to serve as a reminder to any viewers of the YouTube tough guys that they're just playing characters. They don't actually believe they're tough guys who can take people in fights. They know they can't, which is why they just make videos back and forth against each other and never do anything about it. So yeah, that's it. So yeah. This morning I hit my foot on the stairs and it hurt quite a bit. It was like that episode in SpongeBob where he stubs his toe and only cried for 20 minutes. It made me feel like shit. It made me feel like a pussy. And it made me want to be a stronger, tougher guy. So I figured, let's watch some tough guy videos in order to get inspired and see how it's done and what it really looks like to be a tough guy.
Pretend to take a photo because you're a big pussy. I'm gonna kick your ass up here.
Okay, do it. Come on.
To give you some context, the man filming flipped off the driver who nearly hit him and his dog while crossing the street. And the driver was not too happy about seeing that bird go his way. So he slows down and says he's gonna kick his ass up there. There's some real goofy shit like straight out of King of the Hill. So the guy filming has now booked a whoop-ass appointment at the upcoming parking lot, and he's not afraid, he's not backing down.
Alright, so go on, get out.
Threaten me back there.
I have it on video of you saying you're gonna get out and kick my ass.
Well, you just threatened me.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Some kind of magic trick? They made the tough guy from behind the wheel disappear, and now we're just left with this scared volleyball coach talking about being threatened. This can't be the same guy that was talking about beating dick and beating ass from a moment ago, right? Must have switched out or something like that. This guy is just the quintessential peaked in high school loser. He's got a beer belly now, 2 kids that don't respect him, his wife feels trapped with him, so she's probably getting experimental with the neighbor, just trying to think of a way out of the marriage. He just does not seem like a happy guy.
With what?
You flipped me off, and I got it on camera.
Oh yeah, I flipped you off because you didn't stop for a pedestrian.
Who's the pedestrian?
Me and my dog.
You weren't there.
Oh yeah, we were.
No, you weren't.
Okay, well then I flipped you off for no reason for my First Amendment right. So go fuck yourself.
First Amendment, okay.
Yeah.
You can threaten me with the go fuck yourself.
Threaten? Are you threatened by freedom of speech, sir?
Well, you're shaking.
You should go fuck yourself.
You're shaking like a leaf.
Now it's turned into a Twitter argument here out of nowhere. So this guy was talking so fucking tough from behind the wheel of his car. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna kick your ass over there at the middle school parking lot. It's going down. Please don't call my bluff. God, please don't come over here. Oh, God, he's here. So he starts to panic, and then he immediately gets out his phone, fucking fumbling it around. He's probably got it not even recording. He probably just accidentally took a picture and thinks it's recording. Why are you threatening me? This maniac, help! Calling the police. This crazy madman's talking about he's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna beat my butt. Oh, please, God, get here and help. Why'd you threaten me? You know, just one of these cowards. Just, there's so many people like this that, you know, that very stereotypical hold me back type, you know, where someone's like going wild, like pretending they want to fight, puffing out their chest, but really that's the last thing in the world they want. That's exactly what this guy tried, but he tried it with the wrong guy. This guy was about that action. He's got his dog with him, and he was probably just going to go over there and beat his ass with one hand.
Yeah, I am, because you threatened to beat my ass.
Well, you can cry.
And this is going on Facebook.
Okay, cry.
Have you heard of Bellingham Living?
Yep.
Yeah, you're going all over it.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, what did you say you were going to come do?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, it's on video.
Well, you look at you.
Yeah, because you threatened to beat my
Your
ass.
dog isn't like you.
And that's the conclusion of this David vs. Goliath match. He never even got out of the car. So the fight that he tried to start, he didn't even show up to. And I have no doubt he drove away thinking that he was the winner and the big man. Which is real fucking sad. Now let's go ahead and go to a classic. I'm sure most of you have seen this video, but this one's such a classic and I really was feeling like watching some tough guy shit. So let's go ahead and watch one of the internet's finest tough guy moments.
You tried to rear-end me and my fucking wife, bitch! Look what you did to my fucking car! I hope you have insurance, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of your truck! I'm gonna beat your fucking ass! Get the fuck out, bitch! Get the fuck out, you pussy!
This road rage incident really has everything you could want. A protagonist you can't help but root for as he just silently stone-faced stares ahead, ignoring the goofball outside of his window doing an interpretive dance and losing his mind. It's just a wonderful video.
Fuck out of your truck! Get the fuck out, you pussy ass bitch! Let's go! Get out! Get out of your truck! Get out of your truck so I can beat your fucking ass!
I will say, his negotiating skills need work. You know, maybe get out of the truck so I can give you candy or something, you know? Like, really try and entice him out of there. Lure him out like an animal. Set little breadcrumbs or something that he might open the door and, you know, get up, you know? He's not even really trying to persuade him to leave. Right now, his only bargaining chip is get out of the truck so I can beat your ass? Who's gonna really want to take that deal? And they can just sit there and laugh at you. I also really appreciate the music in this clip because I think it really adds to the ambiance. The boner jams really add an extra layer of beauty to the video.
Wanna go? Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Take a fucking video! Take a fucking video, cunt! You fucking whore, bitch cunt! Let's go! Come on!
Tough guy thought he was on Xbox Live there for a second.
Get out of your fucking truck!
Things really escalate there. We've reached the climax. As his friends show up, he gets even more confident and he goes full baby rage mode. Get out! It's great. And then all of a sudden a G.I. Joe out of nowhere shows up to try and put the kibosh on the whole thing here. Also, one of his friends looks exactly like him. They look like clones. They're even wearing the exact same shirt in a different color. I don't know if they planned that. Or maybe they could be twins, I suppose, but I just thought this was interesting. It's like a video game developer who got lazy, so they just used the same character model and changed the clothes color. Yeah, it's pretty much where that one ends. I really was expecting him to start crying after the huge meltdown moment, but I don't think he ever did get any tears out. He probably did cry on the drive home, I imagine. He really just let it all out because the emotions were just overwhelming. But it would have been nice to see him cry on camera. But, oh well. It's still a classic. And I think these two tough guy videos are pretty solid stuff. Now I think I have a better idea of what it means and looks like to be a tough guy. That's about it. See ya. A few years ago, we were blessed with one of the finest public meltdowns this world has ever seen. The Bagel Boss guy. This was an incident that occurred at a bagel shop where a guy who was on the shorter side of things absolutely went ballistic and lost his mind, all because he felt like he was being insulted for his height. So he got really aggressive, trying to fight everyone like a small chihuahua lashing out at the bigger dog. Turned it into a huge spectacle, yelling and screaming. I'm sure in his head he imagined himself like Kratos from God of War with all of this anger, but in reality he just came across like a squeaky toy. It was so beautifully silly, and today I think we may have found his spiritual successor. There was a man who melted down in a McDonald's about his height.
I'm right here. You wanna show us people what a fucking big man you are? Picking on a fucking little man? Come on! Come on! Hey, come on!
What's wild to me is he actually looks like the Bagel Boss. They could be brothers. So they have the same build, the same face, and the same attitude, and the same effect on women. Her face really tells the whole story on how uncomfortable it is to be around something like this. I love watching videos on these kind of outrageous freakouts for no reason, but I think if I was there in person, I would just feel so slimy and yucky. It'd be so fucking miserable to be around it.
Come on, motherfucker! Bring it on, motherfucker! Bring it on, motherfucker! Yeah! Come on! Hey! Bring it on, motherfucker! Hey! Bring it on, motherfucker! Yeah, bring it on! God damn it! Yeah, bring it on! Fucking later!
There is a lot to unpack in that 10-second clip right there. So let's get to the post-fight analysis here and break it down. So after getting into this man's face and yelling point blank at him like it was a Call of Duty lobby on Xbox Live, the guy finally has enough and he starts yelling back, which I think is adorable. That's like something you do to handle a bear. Like if you're trapped and a bear's coming at you and it's hungry and salivating, you just make yourself look big and get real loud. So this guy just yells back at him and then throws him against the wall. And the smaller gentleman here, his brain malfunctions, I guess, so he takes his soda, he throws it on himself, fucking waterboards himself with the Coke, and then throws it on the ground, only to slip on it. So this man just Macaulay Culkin booby-trapped himself, so he slips like it's a banana peel out of Mario Kart, hits the ground really hard, and struggles to get up briefly, and then the fight gets broken up, unfortunately. If you can even call this a fight. This is just such a sad Looney Tunes level event, what happened here. Nothing went right for the instigator here, the smaller guy who's for some reason really upset.
Bring your ass out! I'll fucking lay your ass out! You hear me? You hear me? I will lay your ass down!
I want to see this altercation from this guy's perspective because he's doing a much better job than the current cameraman. This guy's in like a squatted position getting a really cinematic angle here. He absolutely has some directing experience. So I'd really like to see the video from his phone because the cameraman that we're following right now is terrible. He is missing all of the action. Our cameraman is looking everywhere but where he should be. It's so frustrating.
I will lay your ass out! Hey! Do you hear me?
Unfortunately, this is all we get here because I guess the cameraman was too fucking drunk to just focus on one thing. I don't know what he was doing. Just constantly turning around like clothes in a washing machine. The second the action started, he just blanked out and just got everything that wasn't important. Filming the wall, filming people behind him, looking at the ground, never once getting them in frame again. It's so frustrating. I would really like the other angles here, but I haven't been able to find them yet. It's unfortunate we don't get to see the conclusion, but at least we get to hear some of it. The smaller guy keeps saying, I'm gonna lay your ass out, which I think is a hollow threat. I think the time for intimidation is long past since you just took yourself out. So, it's kind of hard to make people afraid of you after that when it comes to fighting. I think he should have just cut his losses, and once they were broken up, maybe just give him, like, a cool one-liner on the way out, like, you're lucky this guy stopped me, or else you'd be in the hospital from me beating your ass mercilessly, and then just leave. But if you keep saying I'm gonna lay your ass out after you actually just ate shit on your own accord, it's just kind of more embarrassing, I would say. Like, this guy really owes a huge debt to the worker that separated the two of them, because without him, I think this could have gone a lot worse. It could have been significantly more painful for him because he bit off a lot more than he could chew here. I'd also like this video to serve as a PSA. If you're going to film a public freakout, film the fucking freakout, not everything around it. I don't know if he was trying to be like sneaky with his phone so no one knew he was recording or something, so he just didn't know where he was aiming, or what went wrong here, but this is just such horrible camera work and it's insulting. I'm almost more mad at the camera guy than that smaller guy was with the customer in line. Like, it makes me so upset. I'm getting furious. I'm getting short man rage right now because the cameraman couldn't fucking focus on the action. Just, you know, you're there filming, you've made the decision to film, now be good at it. Or at least competent, like close to it. Because the second that this like started to pop off, we lose all visual on it. It's so upsetting, it's so frustrating. And another thing, every time these freakouts happen, one thing that I always find interesting is people start laughing at them, like directly, or in this case shouting World Star and laughing at them and filming. You have to feel like such a clown. You know, like you're super mad, like you're ready to fight and everyone's laughing at you. It has to be the worst feeling ever and just makes you even more mad. It happens in every freakout video ever, and I can only imagine how much that fuels the rage in like this endless cycle. So, pretty great video overall, a good freakout. It's McDonald's, so you're always guaranteed some great quality freakouts, and yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. A couple days ago, I treated you all like my therapist, where I confided in you that I wasn't feeling overly tough anymore. When I posted that video watching Tough Guys, I told you about my insecurities. I wasn't feeling like a manly man's man, like lumberjack, butt fucking pussy slaying tough guy. And today it just really hit me even harder. That box behind me right there is a bidet attachment for my toilet. No tough guys cleaning their ass, let alone pressure washing it. So I needed to watch another tough guy today to get inspired and remember what it's like to be extremely masculine, and I found a great patient zero for this. This is one of the toughest men I've ever seen at a Walmart.
Don't try to fucking go too far and start something, right? Right? You want to see my back kick right now?
Call the cops.
This guy forgot he's not in college anymore, so his frat can't back him up. So to me, he seems a little bit skittish, but kind of like a scared animal, trying his best not to look weak, but in doing so looks extremely weak. I will say though, I love his threats. Do you want to see my back kick? Sounds like something SpongeBob would say after taking one lesson of karate. I feel like this dude's stuck in some kind of time vortex where he thinks he's 10 years younger than he actually is in reality, but he definitely strikes me as a fighter, a fucking warrior. I guarantee every time he goes into the bathroom to take his shit, he shadow boxes in the mirror just to practice his combat techniques. He probably just envisions all of these incredible fights in his head where he's the anime protagonist, the hero. So he's working on like these weird techniques, like fucking charging up his punches like Donkey Kong. And then of course his signature back kick.
Let's go!
Call the cops. Yep, call the cops right now.
That's what I'm tired of. You guys think, you like black people. You guys think you guys are so fucking strong.
Yeah.
You guys think you're so fucking strong and everything.
Congratulations, you just set a new any % record for the racism speedrun. It only took him like 2 sentences to reveal that he's a racist, so that was pretty impressive. Look at this technique though, I mean look at that stance, what is that? Is that crouching tiger hidden douchebag? I take back what I said, he doesn't look weak. If I was to choose one word to describe this man, it would be diesel. He's looking strong and fierce. He's taken 2 Rumble boxing aerobics courses at his local gym, and he's feeling like a champion.
Right, come on, make a move, dude, come on.
Sir, I'm
come on.
asking you, time to go.
Come on.
Time to go, sir.
What?
Excuse me.
What?
Hey, excuse me. Hey,
Get me out of here.
time to go.
You've been drinking. You need to go.
His speed is inhuman. If you blinked, you would have missed over 1,000 blows. I think the human eye can only register like half of the moves he actually did there, but I slowed down the footage in order to see every move. When he did this, into this, there was actually over 15 individual punches thrown. It was like out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And admittedly, that kick was a lot higher than I thought it would ever be, coming from a guy that looks like this. I'm sure it came at a high price. That's definitely the highest he's kicked since he was a kid. and he's definitely paying the price. I'm sure he pulled a muscle there and he won't be able to walk in the morning, but god damn it did he look strong doing it. It was worth it in the end. After seeing this, I have no doubt that this man is an absolute weapon. I guarantee his Bible study peers are afraid of him, just in case they get on his bad side, because he might unleash an unholy beatdown and absolutely clobber ass. These techniques are forbidden jutsu, and he's mastered each and every one of them.
Walmart
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap just came out. I was trying to get Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Yeah, that's what we're here for too.
Yeah, just in case you were curious what started all of this, apparently that guy was just being an asshole over a copy of Pokemon Snap, and then decided to start threatening back kicks and shit like that. Crazy. Yeah, but huge thanks to the Walmart staff for intervening there. If left unchecked, that man's power could have gone out of control and just been devastating, like an apocalypse-level event. That's probably the Armageddon that was written about in the Bible, is just when that guy's temper flares up. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It was this guy just getting angry about Pokemon Snap not being available. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. It was a close call, but Walmart staff really saved the day there. And now that guy's gonna go home, butt chug his Budweiser, and just think about how strong he was. Because this guy was a real fucking tough guy. And, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. In life, there's always going to be that level of self-doubt and insecurity that someone will experience at one point or another. It's just part of the human condition, where you ask yourself, am I good enough? Maybe I'm just a fucking loser. And yeah, maybe you are a fucking loser. But today I'm going to show you a man that has reinvented what it means to be pathetic. This guy has achieved a level of loser that science didn't even think possible. So rest assured, no matter how terrible you think you are, you will never even be in the same dimension as this homunculus I'm about to show you. The only man to master all 4 elements of douchebag, perpetually striking a goofy power stance that he saw on WikiHow when he googled how to look intimidating, berating and assaulting food service workers, threatening lawsuits in jail, and of course, the most powerful element of being a douchebag, a pair of sunglasses. A douchebag without sunglasses is like cereal without milk. And only this man here was chosen to master all 4 of these elements, the avatar of douchebag.
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
There's just so much that happens in this short, less than 20-second video here. Somehow this man was able to speedrun, making everyone hate him. Like, he set an 80% record for the shortest amount of time it takes for everybody to hate you. So Johnny Bravo with an eating disorder here storms into Burger King, and we don't have the crucial lore that built up to this point. We're missing the context on exactly what's happening, which is unfortunately opened the fucking septic tank for these shitty journalists to just make things up. Biggest culprit is Daily Mail, which is just a giant piece of shit in the first place. They took this story and wiped their filthy ass with it. They said the reason for this meltdown was because the chicken nuggets were too spicy. And yeah, while I have no doubt this guy is a giant pussy who would start crying if some mild salsa accidentally dripped on his tortilla chips, this meltdown wasn't over chicken nuggets being too spicy. So the whole story, the background they built up here, the fan fiction they wrote around this guy, the mythos, is just entirely wrong. It did happen at a Burger King, that much is correct. This embarrassing meltdown is on the grand stage of meltdowns, Burger King. So it's like the fucking Broadway of meltdowns. Burger King and McDonald's, those are the 2 best out there for that. But it didn't happen because of spiciness. It happened, and I don't even know why they bothered changing this, because the real story is just as good as their clickbait garbage headline. The reason it happened is because he didn't get as many chicken nuggets as he was used to getting from Burger King. So this guy is a seasoned veteran of chicken nugget hoarding from Burger King, and one of the workers there must have hid one of those sacred chicken nuggets from him, and he counts each and every one of them. He came in there fucking primed and ready. He fucking stormed the gates and was giving her an earful.
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
I understand chicken nuggets can be serious business, but this man really elevated that shit. He treated it like some kind of holy artifact. This is why the opening monologue says can't fucking count except for robbery and stealing stuff. He's accusing her of stealing his chicken nuggets and it's a robbery, which is why he then says, I'm gonna throw her in jail for the rest of her life if she doesn't get out of here. I cannot even imagine what he was thinking at this point, as if that's like a real charge you could bring up, some kind of felony, shorting someone one chicken nugget. Like, what did he expect? Like, is some kind of high crime here where it'd go to court and he'd be like, Your Honor, no, you're not understanding. I was missing a chicken nugget that I, as an American red-blooded patriot, paid for. The jury gasps, missing nugget, and the judge swings the gavel. 100 years in prison for the Burger King worker, and then everyone claps. Like, this guy treats this fucking thing like some kind of Tumblr fanfiction in his head, I imagine. It's such a dumb goddamn idea. And then when he's told he's on camera, he makes the worst possible decision you can make when you're told you're on camera. He fucking slaps the worker, which is an actual crime. He just assaults the man, who was nothing but kind to him. He was honestly looking out for him like, bro, stop melting down, you're really embarrassing yourself. And then he just doubles down on this shit and slaps him for no fucking reason. And it was a bitch-ass slap, too. I'm something of a connoisseur when it comes to slapping after all the slapping tournaments I've watched. I've seen professional slapping. This was some garbage shit. This is a slap that would be delivered behind a dumpster during a drug deal gone wrong between two people that are just now learning about drugs. This was not a slap from a veteran, and it was pathetic. Unfortunately, the worker had glasses on, so it made the slap look more impactful than it was by having the glasses kind of like jiggle off. But it wasn't a very good textbook form slap. Really, this whole thing was just a whole bunch of fucking garbage, and I think unanimously we can all agree that this guy here is probably the biggest douchebag of 2020, and it's going to be hard to beat. I really thought this could be motivational for somebody that's maybe going through a hard time right now or struggling with their self-image. You will never be as bad as this guy unless you actively go out of your way to try and be a bigger loser than this guy. So just take that, realize that, look, I'm not the worst out there, look at this guy. And then that should help you see things a little more clearly and maybe be a little more positive. But anyway, that's about it. See ya. Welcome, class. Today we'll be taking a look at the male Karens of the world. They are not a myth, they are very real. As the leading epidemiologist in Karen bullshit, I figured it was only right that we start turning our attention towards the male Karens out there. Yes, these male Karens, these Karemins, are a bit more rare than the Karens we're used to seeing in the labs, which is of course the postmenopausal, wrinkly, sunburnt women whose genes have been corrupted by generations worth of incest, so much so that they now believe wearing a mask will instantly suffocate them. But just because the Karemins are fewer in number doesn't mean that they're any less fucking dumb. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few.
Want to say that again? Would you like to say that again?
What you're about to see here is the tough guy Karen. I'm gonna do a little psychic reading, a little FBI analysis. Using only his voice, I can deduce that this man is bald, with a barbed wire tattoo on his upper left arm, and a skull on fire tattoo on his right pec. This man basically modeled his whole fucking life after Wild Hogs. He says, yep, that's what I want to look like, a generic background biker. And I'm not just saying this because I've seen a picture of this fucking loser. I mean, you can basically listen to him and just hear it in his voice, you know what I mean? This guy is very upset because a worker politely asked if he'd wear a mask, and that was a declaration of war attacking his fragile ego, and he's so insecure that he starts filming and shaming her in public at her workplace until she starts crying.
Hiya. It's okay. It's my. She's just asked me to place a mask on, so I just thought I'd record it. That's all. That's fine. Yeah. So, do I still have to wear a mask? Because I'm just shopping in your shop, mate. That's all. I just walked in and I'm just being told to wear a mask by some woman I don't even know.
Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ, not a mask. No, that's the work of the devil. If this guy put a mask on, it'd sap away his masculine energy. It'd make him lose 5 pounds of his non-existent muscle. Oh, shit, no. No wonder he's getting so upset. Yeah, the rational thing to do when asked to wear a mask is to start recording, obviously.
Are you telling me to wear a mask? You've just said to me, would you like to wear a mask? Are you forcing me to wear a mask? Are you asking me to wear a mask? Excuse me, why are you getting stressed out for? You've just approached me with a mask and said, would you like to put this on? Why are you getting upset for? I would suggest you go and calm yourself down outside and relax. Don't come to customers and tell them what to do with shopping. Thank you. Sort your emotions out first before you get a job.
Oh, what a big man. Well, good work, brother. You see the way he took her down? That'll be the last time she ever tries to help a customer. That'll fucking teach her. You don't tussle with the lack of muscle here. This guy put the smack down on her. Hulkmania ran wild here. Trying to muzzle this kind of masculine monster? You gotta be fucking crazy. But yeah, speaking of jobs, this guy was recently fired, so I'd take his advice when it comes to employment with a grain of salt. He's not very good at it.
Hey, what the fuck? You shot that man! Call 911! You shot that man! What the fuck? You shot that man! You're not giving us food! You shouldn't have done that! He assaulted me! Where are we going now?
I love the way McLovin here marches after him with his phone in hand. It's fucking wild. So this is a bit of a different one. This is a man who is not an anti-masker. He's very much on the side of masks and is upset about a man who didn't have a mask, which is understandable. If this guy even knew how to wear his own fucking mask, this guy's wearing it like a condom that's too goddamn big. He's not even covering his own fucking nose. It's just wild. So this guy loves masks, as he should, and people that don't wear a mask out in public, yeah, huge nuisance and a detriment. But he can't even wear his own fucking mask correctly, and he's having this kind of temper tantrum meltdown. This kind of shit always puts a smile on my face, though, the people that just scream, "Assault! Assault! I've been assaulted!" when they've been, like, lightly bumped. Like, this guy's fucking screeching and squealing like he just stepped on a landmine or something, when really what happened is he just got lightly bumped because he's in his face with his phone. The guy was like, "Oh, get the fuck off of me." And then he just totally goes into meltdown mode, destroys an entire rack of pizza for some reason. It's not like the guy he's mad at works at the pizza place or owns it or anything. That does nothing except make it really tough for the fucking workers there. So he's just a huge douchebag asshole. And then he starts blaming the pizza place. "Why did you serve him food? Did you not see what he did to me? He almost killed me with that little body bump. What have you done? You gave him food." And then he chases him down. This guy's just like a hall monitor. Stop running in the hallways, and then just like slowly walks after them. It's just pretty embarrassing. Very embarrassing, in fact.
Thank you for coming out.
No problem. By any chance, do you have a mask?
No, I don't.
Do you mind to put your shirt on top right here? So that'll be really appreciated. I'm sorry?
You believe in that shit?
Here comes jolly old Saint Nicholas here. He gets upset about the mask almost immediately and denies the existence of the virus and how he doesn't trust the government. Standard brainwashed Facebook dumb fucking shit.
Oh, it's taking me to the freeway. You want to take that way, or you gonna...
Well, if you want to drive around me all night long without a mask, that's fine. If you want to get me home quick, you go that way.
That's fine.
Up to you. I don't like you.
Big baby boy with the "I don't like you" comment. Like I've said, all of these anti-mask people are literal children. They have the same thoughts and the same capabilities mentally as children. I guarantee if Richard, his name is Richard, put his hand over his eyes, he'd think the world disappeared.
You don't like me? You want to get out?
No, I want you to take my ass home and I'll give you a shitty review.
You know what? You can get out right now.
I'm not getting out right now.
Yes.
Nope, I've got a contract with you and I've got a ride with you.
Yes, he does.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
You try, go ahead.
Don't worry, Richard, he is. That's why the car has stopped moving.
Nope, it's my car.
You represent Lyft.
Well, then suit Lyft. Then
your little candy-ass faggy white glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Richard's really letting the demon out today, and the driver has been more than generous. He should have just drove away the second he saw Richard didn't have a mask, but he made an exception saying, "Hey, alright, can you at least put your shirt over your mouth," or something like that. And all Richard had to do was keep his fucking hand over his mouth and shut the fuck up, and he would have gotten home with no problem at all. But these anti-mask lunatics are just so combative and so fucking dumb, they can't help but make everything an argument and a fight.
I just fucking crush your fucking skull right now.
You're on video.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Right, no, of course. No one would ever think you're an idiot.
Yeah, you're on video right now.
I'm not an idiot. Just take me home.
No.
And I won't give you a review. Just take me home.
Nope.
I mean, you can say a lot of things about Richard, but you can't say he's an idiot. He's only, threatening to kill this man on video because he asked him to wear a mask, and when Richard got to be a big old asshole about it, he asked him to get out. He's not a fucking idiot, though.
I finished the trip already. Get out of my car. Please.
Out of your car?
Yes.
Yeah, how about a please, boy?
It's
Okay,
different.
so I'll just have to call Lyft and then complain about it.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Go ahead. I have video.
Yeah, you got video.
Yeah.
You got video?
Yeah.
Hey, you got video? You got video? Where
You
you
speak English,
from,
but you
boy?
don't. I'm from here.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're a fucking wetback.
And you are?
I'm an American motherfucker. I fought for
I'm
this country for 3 times.
He's an American motherfucker? Damn, that's patriotic. Richard's racist, he's an asshole, and I guarantee he went home on his Facebook group to brag about this, about how he was some kind of hero, and how he fought for his right to not wear a mask against his Lyft driver, and then got his ride canceled because he was a fascist or some shit. I actually don't really know how they talk on Facebook, it's baffling, but I'm pretty confident in saying he most likely went home to brag about it online. There is a happy ending to this though. Richard did get banned from Lyft, which is nice. And there's, of course, a lot more male Karens, but these were the 3 from the last week or so that I just thought were the most interesting. So, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. You may not have been able to realize it, but over the last couple months, I've actually had a vitamin deficiency. I've had dangerously low levels of vitamin T in my diet. Vitamin tough guy. And it's fucking time to take a handful of nails and shove them in my asshole as I look at a real man doing real manly shit in Walgreens. I've always enjoyed watching these tough guys in the wild, just to try and learn from an alpha male. So let's get in here and see what a real modern tough guy looks like.
Okay. How's that? How's that? How's that? Fuck you where you breathe. Okay?
Why are you coming
Don't tell me what the fuck to do. How's that, pal?
I didn't tell you what to do.
You did. You said don't talk to people who you don't know. I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want to know.
Never mind.
How's that, pal?
Never mind. I did tell him not to talk to you.
That's right. So use your fucking head if you know how.
Speaking of using your head, this guy's head looks like it was used to model the thwomps in Super Mario 64. This guy's entire head is like an actual face filter for a TikTok meme video. It's wild. But anyway, you have to respect how he keeps calling him pal, keeping everything civil. I was hoping for a classic I'm not your pal friend, but unfortunately we weren't lucky enough for that kind of Oblivion NPC dialogue exchange. But it's still pretty cool. I don't know why pal is tough to this guy. He just keeps saying pal a lot as if it's intimidating. Like every time he says pal, the guy with the camera starts trembling like, oh, like getting smaller, like, oh fuck, he said pal, oh fuck. Yeah, it's weird. Pal and buddy, for some reason, are like choice words used by middle-aged alcoholic fathers with an attitude like this. And I don't really get why. Those are like the 2 least intimidating words you can start throwing at someone.
Understood.
Okay, you little pimply little shit.
Hey, you guys. If you guys could not do this in the store.
That sounds good to me.
So then leave.
I'm checking out, sir.
Yeah,
Check
just
out.
Go ahead, ring out. If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
You're gonna get arrested for this?
Arrested for doing what? Just like a pimple on the left. Somebody says something and you don't like it.
Sir.
And you don't like it, right? Is that what it is? You little pimp.
There's a lot to unpack here. This is like a fusion of Neil Breen meets David Hasselhoff when he was crawling on the floor for hamburgers. So you can see he's starting to hone in on like personal insults at the guy's appearance by bringing up pimples for some reason. In a moment you'll see the guy doesn't even have pimples, so I don't know where that was coming from. Maybe this guy's living in some kind of delusional fantasy where he's seeing himself as a high schooler and he's like picking apart his own insecurities or something. I don't really know. The angrier this man was getting, the further his IQ was dropping. He said, just like the pimple on the left. And I thought there was going to be something to follow that up, like logically, you know, like make like a tree and leave or some dumb shit like that. That's what I was expecting, but all he said is, just like the pimple on the left, you say something you don't like. Like, what are you pimples don't talk. Like, you know, there's not something a pimple doesn't like to hear. It doesn't have ears, you fucking idiot. That doesn't make any sense. So what do you mean, just like the pimple on the left? That sounds like some kind of Amanda Bynes skit from the 90s. The pimple on the left. What is? I don't know what he was really talking about, but I like his chutzpah. I like where his heart was at. It's pretty fucking impressive. And then he, of course, really stuck it to him, showed him who was boss when he said, you little pimp. You know, I don't know if that's an insult or if this man's just starting to get a little horny. So, you know, he's starting to get a little semi-chum. He's like, you little dirty pimp. Oh, yeah. What am I? You're a little naughty, misbehaving Walgreens customer? Yeah, what are you going to do to me, huh? What are you going to do to me?
Can you hold the camera while I check?
I'll leave the store,
I'm
okay?
listening to you.
Fuck you where you bleed, pal. Right where you breathe. Go vote for fucking Biden and suck right here.
Have a good day, sir.
Nothing says tough guy quite like tugging on your own meat in public as you retreat from a Walgreens. Mission accomplished, I would say. Not only did he not get to get whatever he needed at Walgreens, he also just left completely defeated and utterly embarrassed, because now it's all online. Not that this guy uses the internet for anything more than like flat earth conspiracies on Facebook or something, but unfortunately, that's the last time we see our favorite little tough goblin. He retreats from the Walgreens and he goes back to his broken home that he's created due to his inability to control his alcohol and his temper. And I don't know anything about the background of this video or what led up to it, but I would bet a decent chunk of money that this happened in Florida. I just get a really strong Florida sense from this video. I can almost smell the classic soothing aroma of Florida bath salts. But yeah, anyway, it'd been too long since we saw a video of a tough guy, and just wanted to go through one. That's about it. So yeah. I just found the toughest guy on TikTok, the CEO of the Salty Spittoon. He told an inspirational story that I happened to stumble across, and I'm not gonna lie to you, sports fans, it's something I really needed to hear.
From that point on, my dad knew he couldn't take on. Now I was 13. He picked up a stick, a wooden stick, and he went to hit me over the head. And I did this, and it broke. And then I took it out of his hand, threw it on the floor, kicked him in the leg, picked him up, and threw him on the coffee table. Coffee table broke in half.
Yeah, that definitely happened. And everybody clapped. This kid Rex Kwandota's father threw a coffee table like it was Mankind McFoley through a WWE table. Now, I read his comments, and there were naysayers in there thinking that he was just spouting off a load of baloney. Bunch of bullshit. Well, poo-poo on you for thinking that he would be lying about a situation like this. You don't know who you're speaking to. This isn't some ordinary mortal, some weak coward. This is a superhuman. And here he is graciously taking time out of his busy day sucking piss from his own balls in order to tell us the origin story of his powers. Kind of like when Mark from Invincible awakened his powers, so too did he. And he is going to use this as a way of not just flexing on us, but trying to lift us up.
That's the beauty, that we are actually superhuman. We just don't unlock these genes because we don't put our body and our mind through the pressure. There is something called microfractions. Little microfractions that you cause with hitting the bone thickens the bone.
See, it's that simple. Microfractions. Well, you didn't learn about that in algebra? I'll drop the sarcasm for a moment. Fucking Goober here is confusing microfractures for microfractions. Also, I'm convinced he's not actually speaking to anyone on this podcast. I think he just set up this like podcast look to make it seem like he's got more authority than he actually does on something. But that's just a little game theory. That's a little tinfoil hat conspiracy there. But anyway, I just love that he comes in here preaching, we're all superhumans. Have you ever heard of microfractures? Like that's the eureka moment, like that's the chemical X. It turns out this is the secret that, you know, Big Brother doesn't want you to know. We're actually all X-Men, thanks to microfractions. I feel like it's almost insulting to your intelligence if I explain microfractures here, because I imagine most of you know what that is, but I'll go ahead and dive into it quickly, just in case he happens to have stumbled across this video in between beating 5,000 samurais' asses for the day or something, or whatever cool badass thing he was doing. What he's trying to talk about is microfractures, which you've probably heard of in relation to like Muay Thai. And it's like repeated impact to the bone causes slight little fractures to it, so when it repairs itself, it grows back a bit denser, a bit stronger. Now, obviously, it's not going to turn you into a goddamn superhuman. You could go outside and kick oak trees till the cows come home, kicking infinite oak trees, but you will never be able to have dense enough bones to be like bulletproof or anything like that. Like, it's not going to turn you into a superhuman, and I don't know why he's talking about it like it somehow does.
I used to sit there and hit my shins with a hammer all fucking day. Do you know why people wear boxing gloves? So they don't fuck up their hands by hitting somebody's head. Your head is the strongest bone in the body. And if you train it and bang it enough for a whole year, it becomes 4 times thicker.
He's just straight up wrong. The head is not the strongest bone in the human body. That title usually goes to the femur. But he does say something I do believe him on about banging his head. That I think he's probably telling the truth on. Like, yeah, maybe he was hitting his knees or his shins with a hammer, and he probably started hitting his head with the fucking hammer too from the sound of things here, because he is way off his rocker here. He is off his gourd.
We hurt people, and I learned that at a young age. That's what I learned from the Shaolin monks. Go watch them when they spar, when they battle, or when they have a fight. Boom, they turn their head. Wherever you're hitting, they just turn their head. You punch their head, you're breaking your hand.
No, they don't. He doesn't say a single thing in here that's accurate at all, not even by accident. So I know exactly what happened here, though. He saw one video, the old viral video of that Shaolin monk who was taunting his opponent in a fight, where he put his head down and was just taking every blow right on the chin. Like, he was just eating every fucking blow like it was cereal. So that's the video he saw, and he thought that must have been true for all Shaolin monks, I think. That's the only explanation I can think of. Like, and I'm giving him a lot of charitability here with my interpretation of this statement, because I think also equally likely is he's just straight up lying, just actually talking out of his fucking butthole. But I think there's a chance he saw that video of the Shaolin monk in the boxing ring where he was getting hit in the head a lot because he was literally taunting the guy, and he's like, oh, that's how Shaolin monks fight. Must be those microfractions I've heard so much about. They must train with that. So now he's spouting it off here on the podcast. But I don't know why he thinks that. He could have just looked it up for like 2 seconds. Like, Shaolin monks don't just fight with their head for blocking. Like, they're not giraffes. Like, they don't just fight with their head. Like, what? It's outrageous that he would think that. Also, I can't help but have, like, an immense appreciation for the lesson he's trying to teach here to, like, the absolute idiots in his audience. That you should hit your head a lot over the course of a year to make your skull thicker. He's actually trying to preach the gospel that in order to be a superhuman, you need to be, like, banging your head against the wall like it's a horror movie, like the end of Hereditary or something. That is incredible as a lesson that he's trying to get out there. Because that's actually the takeaway. He is literally talking like, if you want to unlock the superhuman X-Men gene, you're going to have to start hitting your shins with a hammer and damaging your skull so that way it'll get thicker and stronger and more dense. You ever heard of Shaolin monks and microfractions? That's an incredible lesson for him to try and teach on TikTok. That's amazing.
Come in to kill you. When I punch somebody, I don't punch their head. I'm imagining my fist going through their head, through the back of their head. Their head gets stuck here on my elbow. That's how Bruce Lee used to punch. And who was like that? Mike Tyson. He comes in and when he punches, why do you see everybody's head flying? Because he tried to put his fist through the guy's head. That's why every single punch you see people fly. Look today, all the knockouts that are in the UFC. Somebody kicks him, he does a slap kick. Chin, boom, boom, boom. Guy goes down this way. Mike Tyson, Bruce Lee, it's a different punch.
Hey, can't argue with that. When this man throws a punch, he's turning your skull into body armor for himself, locking it in like an elbow pad. That is, of course, assuming you haven't trained your skull with sledgehammers for the better part of a decade, because then even he would be powerless against a skull that thick. You'd be looking like Sheen out of that episode of Jimmy Neutron when he gets really smart and has that huge brain. But yeah, I just think it's really fun listening to this guy talk about how badass he is. It's so cool. I punched through their skull and then their head's locked on my elbow. I end up looking like I'm out of Mad Max. I adorn my body with decorations of viscera and body parts. It's so fucking good.
Belgian horses are the biggest and the strongest horses in the world. Each one could pull 12,000 pounds. If the two of them are put together, how much weight could they pull?
Together they're pulling 24,000 right there.
By math, if you do it right, they're pulling 24,000. When you put two alpha males, Belgian horses, together, they could pull 36,000 pounds.
Math can never calculate the potential of an alpha. Also, the AI art he uses for all of his videos is fucking mind-boggling. Yikes. Horrifying. But you're gonna find this hard to believe. He's wrong again. So, this is actually something a lot of other influencer alpha males mention about the Belgian horses as an example of how strong brotherhood can be. They're able to punch way above their weight class, beyond what you would expect given, you know, the numbers here. And it all stems from something called entree leadership from someone named Dave Ramsey, who gave this Belgian horse example when it comes to synergy. So, Belgian horses can pull up to 8,000 pounds individually, not 12,000 like Goofball mentions. And Dave Ramsey saying when you put two together, they are able to actually pull under like optimal conditions, trained together. They can get up to like 30 or even 32,000 pounds that they can pull together through synergy. Well, our guy didn't quite understand that. He couldn't get the numbers correct, and he was trying to spout out an idea that's not his to begin with. I don't think he read Dave Ramsey's book. I'm starting to wonder if he's literate in the first place. Instead, I'm sure he saw some of the other influencer alpha males that have butchered that book excerpt, and he just tried to call upon that and got it wrong.
Because one pushes the other. If you guys work together as a team, like two Belgian horses, you'll be able to pull a lot more than you pulling on her own.
Yeah, I like that.
It's amazing that when you see brothers really work as a team and understand that nothing can break you, which means if I separated you and I took you in a room, no matter how hard I would beat you, you don't give up your brother.
Yeah.
You don't break. Don't ever let a woman separate between you guys. Every single ex-girlfriend of my brother separated us and didn't want me around. When I was around, he was being more of himself. Brotherhood is the most important thing.
Every single one of your brother's ex-girlfriends didn't want you around? And you think that's a problem with them, not you? Like these women that knew nothing about you at all, like they didn't have it out for you, all of them for some reason just didn't want you around, and you don't think that's because you're a fucking weirdo? Or maybe I'm just talking crazy. That's clearly not the lesson to be learned from that experience there. Obviously not. It all ties back to Belgian horses, actually. Anyway, though, I really enjoyed going down a little bit of a rabbit hole on some tough guy TikTok content, so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya.